Good to see you this evening. So, Lebedev, a quality performance from him this evening.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, look, I think Lebedev coming to the end of his career now. What you saw tonight is a solid former world champion and elite level guy that, like I said, he's coming to the end. When you compare him what we saw a couple of weeks ago with Alexander Usyk, a whole nother level. But, you know, I don't think there's many left for Lebedev. If there is, I'd like Lawrence Okoli.
He said he'd quite like Usyk.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would. But I see Usyk as a whole nother level now to Lebedev. I'd rather Lawrence Okoli get a shot at Lebedev, to be honest with you. I think that's a good fight. But a great servant, and you know, we're here in Monaco. There's a huge Russian community here within the casino, and he's a hero to them. But I do think he's coming to the end of his career now. It's a solid performance. And I would have liked to have seen him. I just said to Matthew there, get him out of there in 6 rounds. He hurt him early on. I think he may be struggling at the weight a little bit in the latter stages of his career, but a very good servant. But I do think he's there for the taking now.
Yeah, credit to Mike, wasn't he? He did go the distance, but he just couldn't find the answers tonight, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, he was levels below, really. I mean, Lebedev, very well schooled, very technically very good fighter. I mean, you'd like to have seen a little bit more zip. You know, at times it was a little bit uninspiring because he was so much better than Wilson. You'd like to have seen him kind of get him out of there, go through the gears, put his foot in the gas, but that didn't happen. But look, it was a solid enough performance. Got 12 rounds. I don't think he needs 12 rounds under his belt at this stage. That experience, but you know, he's look. It was okay. He won well. He won clearly.
Eddie, it's been a fabulous night this evening here in Monte Carlo. Has it been a success for you?
Yeah, it has. I was just speaking to my old pal Prince Albert over there. He loved it. I mean, it's a totally different experience. You know, some rounds you sit there and there's no noise at all. There's a good bit of noise at the end of that fight. There's quite a few people flown over from America with Mike Wilson, but it's not really what we're used to. You know, we sat, like I said... It
makes such a change for us. We can actually
It is nice that we get to dress up. I mean, look, even Johnny looked smart tonight.
Goes back in the morning.
But we do come from a culture in British boxing where it is electric. You know, and this is more of a corporate event. It's very nice, you know, and there's been some great fights. Everybody's enjoyed it. Let's get back to the big arenas and the sellout, particularly Whyte Chisora on December 22nd. But it's an honour to promote here, and next Friday we have our first Italian show in Florence, which will be out as well, which will be another unique experience.
Absolutely. One of the standout fights this evening was, of course, Michael Hunter. You just mentioned December the 22nd there. What's the likelihood of him getting out again then?
I mean, look, sometimes when a fighter finishes their fight, their adrenaline's flowing, but he came straight over to me and said, get me on December 22nd. Whether he still feels like that tomorrow morning, that was physically a draining fight. It wasn't overly tough technically for him, but he fought a monster in Alexander Usyk. It wasn't technically great, but was just a huge man.
His back's going to be aching him in the morning.
Yeah.
Trust me, his shoulders will be aching him. And I think Monday, him and Rahman will be thinking, you know what, let's just reconsider.
But don't say that too loud for Johnny, because we'd like him against Takam on December 22nd.
Wow.
I think that's a great fight stylistically. You know, Hunter is very sharp. He's a cruiserweight, really. Yeah. But he's stepped up. He's like the new heavyweight slayer. I mean, back-to-back wins in a month against Bakoli and Ustinov from a cruiserweight who looked really finished in the cruiserweight division. He is a bit fleshy, but he is sharp and he is technically sound. And I think the styles would gel well against Takam, you know, who is not as sloppy and as slow as Ustinov.
Well, a man that, of course, has fought Carlos Takam is Dereck Chisora. He does face Dillian Whyte on December the 22nd. You did the gloves are off last week, Johnny. How are they looking to you? What are they sounding like?
I think both fighters have matured massively since they fought. Was it 2 years ago? How they were with each other. It was contained. It was a bit hairy at times. It was pushed to the bone, pushed to the wire. But they both contained themselves, and they both were very articulate about how they want this fight to go along. I think it's going to be a completely different fight than it was the last time. I don't think it'll go the distance. And how they were talking, they have put heart and soul into this. This is still personal.
We haven't got long, Eddie, but we're expecting quite a party, aren't we, on December 22nd?
Yeah, and I disagree with Johnny. I think they're going to pick it up where round 12 left off. I think they're going to go at it again. It's really interesting.
I think it'll be better.
Yeah, but I think one of the interesting things for the gloves are off was Chisora's playing mind games. Why are you taking this fight? You had the AJ fight in the palm of your hand. So he's saying all the pressure's on you to perform, but we know Dillian Whyte will fight anybody. This is a big risk for him. But I believe December 22nd is going to be another unbelievable heavyweight night. Thank you, Anna. Sorry, I keep talking too much.